guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video where we will talk about Liverpool extending their partnership with Standard Chartered and getting a huge pay rise in their yearly sponsorship deal. So you will have all the details in this video and also injury updates, contract updates and everything else that you need to know about Liverpool FC. So if you are excited about these videos, leave a like. And Liverpool have actually increased their yearly revenue from the sponsorship deal by more than £10 million. Liverpool also talked with cryptocurrency firms and companies earlier this year. They actually just wanted to get the most competitive and the best deal possible for their sponsorship deal, because you know, after Liverpool went to 3 Champions League finals in the past 5 years, after we won 6 trophies with Jurgen Klopp in the past few years, Liverpool wanted to get the best deal possible, to have the sponsor on the shirt pay the most money possible. And I'm actually really happy that Liverpool are not sponsored by a betting company or a cryptocurrency firm. It just wouldn't feel right, it wouldn't align with the values and the traditions of Liverpool Football Club and Liverpool as the city and the fan base. But let me know, what do you think about that topic? Do you care which company sponsors Liverpool? Do you care if it's a betting company? Do you care if it's a cryptocurrency company? So what are your thoughts in the comments below? Of course, the best sponsor was Carlsberg. I think that's still the best sponsor that Liverpool ever had in my lifetime. And Liverpool actually increased their sponsorship deal to more than £50 million per year. We don't know the exact figure, but I think it also depends on how many trophies Liverpool win in the next few years. And after listening to a lot of different companies, and the cryptocurrency companies are in this as well, Liverpool actually decided to accept the best offer on the table, which was Standard Chartered's more than £50 million per year deal extension. And the deal will come into effect next year, so it's next summer when our sponsorship deal, the current one, expires. And this is a new contract worth an additional more than £200 million, because Liverpool signed a 4-year extension with Standard Chartered, so the deal lasts until 2027. So Liverpool for the next 5 years are set when it comes to sponsorship money coming in from their biggest sponsor, which is always the company on the Liverpool shirt. And I think it also helped that Liverpool were in the Premier League title race. We went to the Champions League final once again, and also we won the League Cup and the FA Cup. And it also helps that Jurgen Klopp signed a new long-term contract. And Jurgen Klopp said, I have some exciting news. On behalf of Liverpool FC, I'm delighted to announce that Standard Chartered Bank will be renewing their partnership as our front of shirt sponsor. It's been an incredible journey so far. This is a hugely significant partnership for Liverpool FC. Billy Hogan, the Liverpool CEO, has said this, and I could not be prouder to confirm a 4-year extension to our already long and successful partnership with Standard Chartered. He said, we have been on an incredible journey together, and Standard Chartered's support has been a key driver in our most recent successes, both on and off the pitch. With their loyalty and commitment to Liverpool Football Club, our partnership has been able to thrive because of our shared values, and we look forward to continuing to work together to help and support our communities and supporters around the world. And Standard Chartered's Chief Executive Bill Winters is also pleased that the company will be working with Liverpool for another 5 years. Liverpool has been a true partner, he said, and one of the world's best known football clubs, and we are proud to be associated with them. We are delighted to be continuing our partnership for the next 4 years and look forward to building on our already successful relationship. And I know that Standard Chartered is not like the perfect sponsor, but it's still better than a betting company. It's still better than an oil state-backed airline like what Arsenal and Man City have as their sponsors. And I think this is one of the best and most lucrative sponsorship deals in the Premier League. I think only maybe Man United have a bigger or more lucrative sponsorship deal than Liverpool, but correct me if I'm wrong. And Jurgen Klopp has again hit out on how the World Cup has changed his normal preseason plans and how the players will be absolutely exhausted, because Jurgen Klopp is really annoyed that 1 week after the World Cup finishes, you already have to play Premier League games. And imagine if you play in a World Cup final after a grueling 1-month tournament where you are playing almost every 3 or 4 days in the World Cup. After the World Cup finishes, you get no time off, no rest. 1 week later, you have to travel back to the Premier League and play high intensity Premier League games week after week until the end of the season. So this will be for some people the most brutal season in their life when it comes to physical and mental exhaustion. Jurgen Klopp said normally our preseason is always the basis for the rest of the season. This time we have the first part of the season that's interrupted. If you would have asked me 3 years ago if I can expect something like that, okay, with the World Cup it was clear, but we are already kind of used to it because of the pandemic. We had breaks and starting again, so it's not completely new to us anymore. And when these players have time off, for example, if they are not at the World Cup, they never have real time off. They have a training schedule to fulfill, so they don't lose a lot in these periods, which is very important for us. That's why we can give them at least as long as possible time off with the family and holiday and stuff like this. But they just need it. Apart from that, the World Cup is for all top teams in football pretty much the same, especially in England is the same because we play immediately. If you are in the final or in the World Cup third place match, then you play again 1 week later, and then you play on December 26th, 23rd, 2nd and stuff like this. Obviously the guys in the Premier League like the spectacular, but the player welfare, and this is just my comment, the players' welfare and also their mental and physical well-being is not really looked after. They just care about the product, which is the Premier League or the World Cup, and they just want to churn out as many games as possible, so you get as much TV revenue as possible. And nobody is thinking about if you have too many games in a season, the product, which is the quality of football, decreases and diminishes, and it's not worth it to really squeeze out every last drop out of these players, because you won't have as many quality games on the TV as you would have otherwise if every player would be well rested. And Jurgen Klopp was really honest. He said, I've said it often enough already, nobody really cares about the football players in these moments, but that's how it is. And yeah, Liverpool don't really have any option but to just get on with it. At least we will have some players who will have a good rest because they haven't qualified for the World Cup, like for example Mohamed Salah and some other players as well. And Jurgen Klopp said that he liked all 32 players that played against Crystal Palace. He liked all of their performances. He said it looked really like a proper football match. Our pressing was extremely obvious, which is very important for us. It's still really early. I know we don't have a lot of time because 2 weeks after this game we play Manchester City in the Community Shield final, so we should not waste time, but we are only 1 week together now with different circumstances, not in our training ground or somewhere in Europe where we are used to the circumstances. No, we are here and we try to squeeze every minute out of training. Apart from Oxlade-Chamberlain getting injured, a muscle hamstring, we will see how bad it is. The rest was absolutely top class. And yeah, Jota and Alisson are out injured. Jota won't be fit for the Community Shield final, but Alisson has a good chance. And I also heard an interesting comparison from Jason McAteer, who actually compared Fabio Carvalho to Philippe Coutinho in their playing style. He said Carvalho has bags of talent. We saw that when he was at Fulham, a great prospect with loads of potential. He's come to a new club, he's trying to impress the lads. Whether he gets a lot of starts remains to be seen. He's in an area of the pitch where there is not too much up for grabs. We've just waxed lyrical about Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott and Ox can play in there. I'm not sure he's quite ready yet, Fabio Carvalho, but he looks like Coutinho to me. He plays like that, doesn't he? Of course, he has that Portuguese and Brazilian flair that these kind of players have, and I think we need to see a lot more from Fabio Carvalho until we can make that comparison. But yeah, style of play, I can see the similarities, but as I said, it's still a little bit too early to compare these two players. Coutinho was world class on his day. Fabio Carvalho has the potential to be, but he's not not there yet. And Fabinho recently gave an interview to The Athletic where he actually was very honest, and he said that he didn't really want to do the bus parade. After losing the Champions League final, many Liverpool players were actually very low, very disappointed, absolutely gutted, missing out on the Premier League title, missing out on the Champions League. It was really heartbreaking to end the season like that. And also, not a lot of Liverpool players and even the manager Jurgen Klopp said they didn't expect so many people to turn up at the parade, and they didn't expect the parade to be the best day of their life. That's what Jurgen Klopp said. And Fabinho said, I was hurt from losing, but when we came back to Liverpool and we started on the parade, the mood changed so much. I came to realize that the parade was the best thing that could have happened to us. It helped us all appreciate that despite the disappointment, we had still made a lot of people very happy with the season we had played. And it was still a historic season, even though Liverpool didn't win the quadruple. We actually came the closest to the quadruple in the history of the English football. So the Liverpool fans were rightly very proud of their team. And Fabio also revealed that he tried to stop Sadio Mane leaving. He tried to convince Mane to stay at Liverpool. He said, at the end of the season I spoke a lot with Sadio Mane. He told me about the situation that he could leave to Bayern. I was always saying to him, come on Sadio, stay here. You can win the Premier League and the Champions League right here, don't leave. But I think he had already made his mind up. We had to respect that. Sadio had a really good story in a Liverpool shirt. He played for 6 years here, scored 120 goals, and during that time he has won everything you can win. And he decided that he wanted a new challenge, and that's okay. After the parade in Liverpool, everybody said goodbye to him. We knew there was a good chance he would be leaving. I always kept some hope that he would still stay, but then it was all confirmed. And I love that Fabinho really wanted Mane to stay. Mane is a world-class player, but I think Liverpool will be fine with Darwin Núñez, Fabio Carvalho and Luis Diaz now in the team. And also Ben Davies, who Liverpool signed for like £500,000 back in January. It looks like he will be on his way to Rangers in a £4 million deal, which I think in all honesty is a pretty good deal for Liverpool. And Ben Davies just didn't play for Liverpool. He probably wasn't good enough. Just Liverpool saw a chance of making some money on his transfer. So that's why we picked him up, because he only had like 6 months left on his contract. And he was also an insurance policy, but Liverpool preferred to play Nat Phillips and Reece Williams when we had that injury crisis, and that's fine. And those players are also expected to leave, according to Neil Jones, with interest growing in those defensive players. Nat Phillips, who is 25, has suitors in the Championship, as well as in Germany, while Reece Williams is expected to go on loan to a Championship club. I also heard that maybe we want to loan out Nat Phillips instead of selling him. So when Matip leaves Liverpool, we can have his ready-made replacement in Nat Phillips. But I'm not sure if he's good enough to fill in Matip's shoes. But maybe he needs more experience. Nat Phillips is a decent defender, and on his day he's very good, but he's not world class like Matip. And the Rangers are selling Calvin Bassey, their centre-back, for around £20 million to Ajax, which is a pretty amazing deal for them. So they want Ben Davies to come in as a replacement, and the £4 million deal is £3 million base transfer fee and £1 million in bonuses, and I think that's a pretty good deal for Liverpool, in all honesty. And Ibrahima Konate also said that he's very happy to be back at Liverpool after a very good holiday, a long and well-rested holiday. I am very happy to be back to see the players and also the new players as well. Last season was a great season, but the end was not very good for us. This season we come back with a lot of things, and I hope we will do a great season again. Last season was a big dream. I worked a lot for that, and I think I deserve all of that. But what happened last season is behind me, and I am focused on this season and on the future. And Ibrahima Konate said that I will never forget the moment when we arrived in the city on the bus parade. It was absolutely crazy. One of the best days of my life. In my head I imagined if we had won the Champions League, what would it be, the parade, but it was still amazing. It was a very, very great moment for me and my family, and I hope we will enjoy it like that a lot of times with Liverpool. He wants to win so many trophies with Liverpool, and he's still very, very young, like 23 years old, I think, Konate. So imagine how good he can be when he reaches his prime at 27, 28, maybe 29 is when the centre-backs reach their prime. So Konate has a very, very high ceiling, and he's staking a claim to be Liverpool's first choice centre-back next to Virgil van Dijk next season. So it will be interesting who plays more games, Konate or Matip. But Liverpool signed a fantastic, brilliant centre-back for a really pretty low transfer fee, I think. And the injury update from Jurgen Klopp is that it's very disappointing for us because Oxlade-Chamberlain trained all the time really well since the preseason started. It had happened with Ox in the past, obviously. When it gets more intense, something can happen. Now this is just a muscle thing, and that's okay. We had worse situations, so I'm okay with it. Oxlade-Chamberlain should be back in a few weeks. I don't know exactly how long it will take, but he will be back, and then it's all fine. He's obviously a top class player and he can help us. Alisson feels a muscle, abdominal muscle. It's nothing serious, but again, we prepare a full season, so there is no need to take any risks with him. So he can train, but not like before. So he should not play in the moment. And Diogo Jota is out for the Community Shield final. He re-injured his hamstring, which is really concerning, but hopefully he can be back before the Premier League season starts, or maybe he misses the first game. But it's really concerning that Jota misses the full preseason, so he probably won't be as sharp at the start of the season as he really wanted to be. And Jota is a direct competitor with Darwin Núñez for the striker role, so Jota must be absolutely gutted that he got injured. And let's hope Darwin Núñez will hit the ground running when the season starts. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.